Do you often feel an explosion of love early in your relationships? Well, here's what you can do to disarm a love bomber. Many people come to therapy feeling confused about the signals that are being sent to them by their partner. They say things like, "My partner has been showering me with compliments and gifts since day one. I don't know what to think." Or, "My partner texts me excessively. Sometimes it's nice, but it doesn't leave me with much time and space to bond." Or, "I can't tell if my partner is isolating me from my friends and my family, or if they just want to spend time with me." If you can relate to any of these statements, then you may have fallen into a trap of a love bomber at some point. Love bombing is a form of manipulation characterized by excessive displays of affection, gifts, and attention early in a relationship as a way to gain control over the other person. Love bombers typically have a history of broken relationships and feel the need to be in constant control. This behavior has been found to be particularly common among people with low self-esteem. But all hope is not lost against them. Today we'll be talking about 3 steps you can take to stop a love bomber in their tracks. But if you're new to this channel, welcome. I'm Jordan Travers. I'm a licensed clinical psychotherapist and the clinical director of Awake Therapy. If you're interested in learning more about Awake Therapy, you can click on the link in the description. And if you're in need of psychological or emotional support, feel free to book an initial consultation with one of our therapists by visiting our website at www.awaketherapy.me. Okay, so let's jump right into it. The first thing you can do to disarm a love bomber is to set boundaries and assert your independence. One of the best ways to save yourself from being love bombed is to speak up. Communicate about your romantic expectations and set clear boundaries. Be clear about what you really want. Number 2, you can test your partner by politely refusing their gifts and assessing their reactions. To determine whether it is love bombing or a harmless rush of excitement, gently indicate to the person that you're not ready for such extravagant gestures so early on in your relationship. You can politely refuse by saying things like, "This is very sweet, but I think it's a little too soon for me." Wait for them to respond to your concern. Their response to your request to slow down will give you clarity about whether your relationship is headed in a positive direction. And last, the third thing you can do is to move on, even if it's difficult. While you might still feel attached to the other person, or while you might experience guilt for abandoning them, remember that nothing feels as good as loving yourself does. Ending a toxic relationship with a manipulator is a surefire way to help your mental health. It is possible that standing up for yourself may present short-term challenges, so don't hesitate to lean on your support network while you extricate yourself from the situation. So what should you do if you're a love bomber? Well, if you are someone who has been love bombing another person unknowingly, here's what you can do. Engage in self-reflection. Love bombing is a hard habit to stop. The most crucial thing you can do is acknowledge the consequences of love bombing and take steps to avoid repeating these behaviors. Think of some patterns of behaviors that you would like to change. Wanting an exciting romance is completely normal, but being disingenuous is not. For example, do you tend to mirror your partner's interests to make them think that you're a perfect match? Is having the upper hand in your relationship a necessity for you? Be open with your partner and don't hesitate to ask them if your behavior is excessive or hurtful. If they say it is, try your best to avoid becoming defensive. It may take quite a bit of willpower, but it's a good way to flex your empathy muscles. So to end things off, love bombing can be difficult to spot because it often starts off feeling wonderful. But if you know what to do, it becomes easier to see when someone is deliberately toying with your emotions. And if you find yourself in a relationship with a love bomber, don't hesitate to reach out for professional mental health support so that you can get out safely and move on with your life. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.